the opportunity for investors that I see when I look at your model, and I love how you've taken, like, if you would have said the best way to summarize this relationship is that you have this perspective of how do you create a data-driven mechanism of investing that is scalable, right?
Yeah.
And I love that as a thought process. Our thinking is how do we scale capital raising? Because we're very well, and also do that with active high net worths and also industry as well, because we're very well aware of the power that investors can have in helping successful businesses. Whereas that's, you don't cover that in the data part, but I see it day in and day out with our clients that we actually work with.
No, I think it's a great comment and a great way of explaining the positioning of our two companies, because you know a lot about your investors and what they need and what they're looking for. We know a lot about what creates a successful portfolio. And one of the things that we're super focused on is, so if you talk to most people that have invested, or not most people, if you talk to a lot of investors, angel guys, maybe they've invested in 3 startups and they'll say, oh, I haven't had a great experience with angel investing. And they don't understand that the basic data or the basic math around startups is that only 1 out of every 100 business plans is going to get funding in the first place, or venture funding. Only 1 out of every 100 of those companies is going on to become a unicorn and have a really, really big exit. And so the actual odds in startup land are around 1 in 10,000. Now, let's assume that you do a decent job of filtering, you're surrounded by good friends who don't show you rubbish and whatnot. And so you're in that sort of seed stage investor pool, and you're looking at future Canvas and judo banks and things like that. Terrific. But you're still in that 1 in 100 range there. You can be the best investor in the world and have access to the greatest seed stage pool of investments that everyone else is investing in. But if you don't go on to then create a diversified pool of investments, you're going to fall into that sort of statistical inevitability of, if you only have 10 investments, you have essentially a 10% shot at a unicorn, and you may get lucky. And I'm surprised at how often I'll turn up to dinner and there'll be that one guy that made 1 investment in his life and turned $50,000 into $500,000. And he's the worst guy to have at dinner, because everyone just believes that you can turn 50 grand into $500,000 every time. It's just not true. Statistically, you need to have a big, diverse portfolio. So everything that we're building in technology and in the marketplace that we're creating is really around enabling that large pool of investments to occur, or to be, and not just that, to be managed, to be auditable, to have a sane life while managing a large number of investments, which is also a big bugbear for occasional investors, is they'll make an investment in a company and then they don't hear from the founder again forever. And it's super frustrating. And when they're trying to do their tax returns and whatnot, they're calling the founder saying, can you please let me know what's going on at the company? And they get crickets. So what we're trying to do is grow up the capabilities there in partnership with people like PwC and yourselves and others that are interested in also solving these problems. And that seems to be working out pretty well. We're on the cusp of completing our first fully automated audit at the moment, where of our 118 companies in our portfolio, we're actually gathering all the data using mechanisms that we've created programmatically. So it's pretty exciting where we're getting to with the ability to manage this, but long-winded reply to the fact that what we're doing is really enabling diversification to happen at the individual investor level. Yeah. And I think what you're enabling is access for the investors to a really fine bunch of companies, several of which have turned out to be unicorns, so that they can put those together in a portfolio and then enjoy the results.